Top strategies to improve your SEO on your website for 2024. In this video, we're going to go over what PBNs are, which are private blog networks. We're going to go over the benefits, how to do it, and some common mistakes as well that you might make. So all in all, you're going to get a great knowledge of how you can increase your SEO using a private blog network. So let's get started first with what is a PBN, and the clue's in the name. So it's a private blog network, which means it's a network of blogs that are kept private. Now, what do I mean by private? By private, I mean that you're not exposing that you're the owner of all of these blogs. And the reason for this comes down to the authority. So as you can imagine, each blog has some domain authority. So every blog that you start has some authority. Now, this authority essentially can be used with a backlink to link to another website and give this other website authority. Why does it give it authority? It's because a link is like a reference. Now, let's pretend we're at a job interview and your employer asks, what references do you have? You then give your other employer's reference to your new employer, so they can then basically find out more about you, find if you're a trustable person, if your work's good, and the same happens with domains. Essentially, search engines will look at your domain and say, right, how many people have linked to it? Who has linked to it? Is it a good link from a good website or a bad link from a bad, essentially spammy website? This is how Google and other search engines will then get their reference for this domain that you're trying to build. Although Google and other search engines don't specifically say that they use backlinks to, have a domain authority, it's pretty clear that they do. Over the years, it always seems to be the case that this is one major part of how they measure a domain rating. Of course, they'll measure it on the website content, the traffic on there, how much people are interacting, but one of the main ones is having links. Now, by having a private blog network, you can now create links for these websites, make the blogs authoritative, so essentially the links will then benefit the website that you're linking to. And you can do this for your own website to build it by having a network of blogs that links to it, or you can even use it as a consultancy. For instance, if you're a consultancy which deals with many builders or dentists, you might create blogs in such niches that when you do link out to your main sites, it will then give them authority, it will improve their SEO, and they're going to start going up the search engine results, meaning a happy customer or happy whoever owns the main website. Benefits of using PBNs are basically the fact that you can create your own links. You don't have to email and outreach to all these other blogs to try and get a link in the right niche for them to agree to then come back to you. It also means that you don't have to spend money on buying backlinks, because essentially you're creating them yourself. Especially if you have knowledge in these sectors, it's even better because the content that you can put out on each blog is going to be such that you can grow it faster, you can have better information, and your links are going to be more effective. So let's get down to how you can create and use a PBN. First of all, and most importantly, you got to have the right hosting. This is where on SeekaHost.app you can find your PBN hosting. Now, the reason for this and the reason why it's important is because each blog will now be hosted on a unique IP, so its own unique IP compared to the other blogs. The reason I say this is because with normal WordPress hosting or most other hosting, they used shared IPs. So even if you have a 20 or 50 WordPress site package, pretty much all of your sites are going to be hosted on the same IP, or they're going to be sharing IPs somewhere depending on the server. Now, unless you're going to get a dedicated server hosting, which is quite expensive and you're not going to be able to do that for 50 different blogs, then PBN hosting is really going to be the answer. It gives you in each blog its own IP, its own name server, and essentially, although you've got it on the same dashboard and you're hosting it in the same place, it looks like it's a different place by a different owner. That now means that you can start to create 1, 2, 50, up to 150 different blogs. You can start posting content on there, and they don't need to be massive websites with 20 pages, different features, etc. They simply have to be blogs with good information. You then start to write context on there. You could even hire people to write context on there for you. The better the context, the more blog's going to grow, and the more your blog grows, the better is going to be that link that you essentially will be sending to the main website that you want to grow. You can do this just for yourself. So for instance, you know that you have a website as a dentist and you want to grow that. So you can get 10, 15 or 20 different PBN blogs. You can create them, grow them, and then once they've grown and they've got that domain rating that you want, you can now link to your website, meaning that your main dentist website will now start to go up the ranks for search engines. Or as a consultancy, you could then separate it and have 10 blogs in one niche, 10 blogs in another niche, and just keep building and building. Because essentially, when you're doing SEO, you're always going to hit that wall of I've created enough content, I've optimized my images, I've optimized everything on the site, but yet I'm still not first on Google. Now, to achieve that, you're really going to need some backlinks. Backlinks aren't easy to get. You could outreach to 100 or 200 people and potentially get one person coming back to you. And even with that, they might be trying to charge you a huge fee because, you know, if they've got a good domain rating, they simply can charge you that much. So take charge of your own destiny, create your own private blog network, and essentially control how many links and how good the links are to your main site for SEO purposes. So thanks for watching, guys. For any more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Popping up now are two videos. One's going to be our latest video and another's going to be a video that's best suited for you.